maybe that is why these guys died, so that she could, figure out that she could be in power. Who knows?
Yeah, but when you mentioned that about how she was with Gregory the first time, that kind of changed my thinking about it. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe she would have just been doing this anyway. I could see her, even if Glenn was right there with her being the one to just stand up and take charge.
Yeah, why not? She's boss.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Okay, my turn.
Yep.
Okay, my number 3 is the one that everybody picks, and I think with good reason, and that is who?
Shane.
Yep.
Shane.
Shane.
Pick Shane.
Because we want to see Shane. I want to see Shane in just about every situation. The first one that comes to mind is with the governor, because I feel like it would have been a much shorter story. I don't think Shane would have put up with him for a second. And
interesting.
Neither would current Rick. They didn't have a lot of, or Shane wasn't into negotiations and stuff. I think he would have just killed him. Maybe. And then that got me thinking, what about if Shane meets current day Rick? How would Shane have responded when Rick did a few different things? Like he bit Joe the Claimer's neck out. I think Shane would have probably thought
applauded that.
Yeah, applauded it. Like, oh my God, that was intense, but you did what you had to do, bro. Or chopped up Gareth and the other termites. Same thing. Go for it. Now, maybe when Rick wanted to go in and kill everyone at the hospital where Beth was at, I think he still would have probably been all for that, right?
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah,
or maybe he would have been like,
out,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Turned out to be kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, that, and they decided not to do exactly that anyway. But then, what about when Rick swung his gun around at the Alexandrias, yelling about how he's not going to stand by and let people get killed for their incompetence?
Right.
What would
Shane would have like shot him dead.
Maybe. I mean, I could also see Shane doing that though. He kind of was like that during the farm, not quite that crazy.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, Shane couldn't be alive at this point because he was in love with Lori to the point of obsessing with her. And then he sees that she's pregnant and that she's going to have a baby and it's his baby. And I don't think he would.
Well, that's what, that was the problem.
Yeah. So there's no way Shane could be alive in this timeline with Rick being Judith's father.
You don't think they could be friends?
No. They're two alpha dogs.
Yeah.
And you can't have the two alphas for very long.
Right.
No, that was never going to happen. Especially,
I guess you're right. So all this stuff presumes that they're on the same team, but.
Right. It was never, ever going to happen. Although they could be partners in the pre-apocalyptic land. In post-apocalypticville, I think you can only have, especially if you have Lori in the mix and now a baby, and you have these two alpha guys, and I just don't think that it ever would have worked.
Well, that makes me go, okay, let's say back in that field where Rick stabbed Shane in the stomach or whatever, maybe Shane killed Rick instead, and he's in all these situations. I think he'd be doing the same thing. He'd bite Joe the Claimer's neck out. Yes. He would chop up Gareth. He'd want to go in and kill everyone at the hospital where Beth is at. He'd be swinging his gun around at the Alexandrians.
Yep.
I think he would have beat the shit out of Porch Stick and ended up with Jesse.
Yep.
Because he beat up Ed, Carol's husband. Ordered everyone to kill the saviors in their sleep. Yep. I think you would have done that too.
Everything you just said, that is exactly right. And he would have been, he would have been with Lori. He would have been.
He might have saved Lori. Because I think what happened was the prisoners had turned against Rick, and Rick knifed axed Thomas right on the head.
Yeah.
And then I think he had a chance to kill Andrew, but just locked him out instead, I think.
Oh.
I'm not sure about that. But he locked him out, and then Andrew, we thought, had been killed by the zombies, but he wasn't. Right. And then he ended up letting all the zombies loose, and that's what led to Lori's death. Maybe Shane would have handled that more definitively.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Lori could have still been alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Team Shane. Team Shane.
I mean, it's so weird because, back in those days, you and I, because we're kind of peaceniks, we were like kind of anti-Shane.
Yes.
And me, not in a way where I thought it was bad storytelling, but just as a person, he annoyed me.
Yes.
And now I totally miss him, and I wish he was back on the show. Because
I never thought I'd say that.
I know. I want to see him in his big earlobes. See what he would have done. But I think Negan would have broken Shane too, just like he did Rick.
I don't know. Maybe he would have, maybe not.
I think he would have been sitting there crying, either that or dead. And then if Lori did die, I think Shane would have been totally messed up about it. But if he still had his daughter and Carl was like a son to him, then he would have picked himself up and
coulda,
basically
woulda,
we ended up with Shane. Rick is Shane.
We ended up with Shane. As much as we resisted, in the end, it takes somebody, I think. I mean,
no, because I've been critical of Rick a lot too.
Yeah,
especially when he started shooting at the Kingdom guy for no reason. That scene in particular.
What Kingdom guy?
He was with Morgan, and they saw one of those Kingdom guys in armor, like behind the barn, and he just starts shooting. It's like, no! Stranger!
Stranger danger.
But whatever would have happened, I'm sure the writers would have come up with some really interesting things for Shane, and his character would have evolved by now to be something else, but it would have been cool to see.
Yep, agreed.
Your turn.
Okay, my number 2. You want to guess who it is? Keeping with the theme of sweet characters.
Merle? No. I don't know. I don't know.
Dale.
Oh, Dale, yeah.
Yeah, let's not forget those who left us a long, long time ago.
He goes like, Dale has this look on his face all the time.
He always had Popeyes. Yeah, it was awesome. In a field far, far away. And he was such a cute little fishing hat wearing, RV driving, all around sweet dude. And last time we saw Dale was about, a million years ago, being eaten by a zombie that Carl was too lame to kill. Remember that?
Yep.
A lot of people.
It was stuck in the mud for a while.
Yep. Freed, and then went and chomped our sweet Dale. Who,
Carl was the one who kind of prompted it to free itself, if I remember right. So it was kind of indirectly his fault.
Too timid. That was after being shot once, but before being shot twice. Carl's been shot twice and lived to tell the tale. And a lot of people say, including me, that he was sort of the show's moral compass, and he was definitely the sweetest character. And he would have been truly a level head. I think he would have probably been a good leader. Probably wouldn't have been a great fighter, which makes me think that he would have been killed off like 8 times over by now. Yeah. So it's hard to imagine him surviving this long, because he really wasn't all about fighting. He was more about, let's save everybody. Do you remember him even fighting once?
Well, they didn't really need to.
Right, at the beginning.
When he was alive, if I remember right, they only needed to kill zombies, and he was okay with that. But I don't remember him killing any zombies. I'm sure he must have.
I'm even okay with killing zombies.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Me too. Kill them all. Okay. My turn?
Yep.
So my number 2 is kind of short. I would like to see a meeting between Lizzie and Penny. Because they would make great playmates for the governor's daughter. Yeah. Because Lizzie loves zombies. And the governor would be like, don't look at my daughter. Oh, you like her? Oh, cool. Why don't you have a little tea party?
You can be friends.
Yeah. And he would admire that. Throw zombie Sophia in there. Zombie Mika, zombie Megan, teddy bear girl.
Oh my God. All the zombie girls.
Zombie Sam can annoy them from the other room. It's a slumber party.
Poor zombie Sam.
I was listing out all the kids. I'm like, man,
There's
a
been
lot
a
of
lot of
dead
kid
kids.
carnage.
Carl, Judith, and I think Enid are the only kids that have survived this show so far.
It's a rough life for a kid
Yeah,
in Zombieland.
I know. The zombies are like a slow one. I mean, kids are pretty fast though, but
Well, they all need to attend Carol's school for to take classes like knifing 101, how to load
absolutely.
and clean a gun.
How to stay near your parents and not wander off would have been a good class.
That would have been an excellent class. But sometimes, it doesn't, when you're wandering in the woods in Georgia, you get lost and,
Mhm.
things happen. Sophia, I'm looking at you.
The last thing I would do is tell a kid, stay right here. I'll
Right.
be back. When there's zombies wandering all over the place. It's like, idiot. But I think one of my favorite of the kid deaths was Megan. She was April's daughter. It was the governor's girlfriend. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
sitting playing in the mud, and
Yes.
the mud zombie just came out from the ground and grabbed her.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was a good scary mud zombie rising up
Hmm.
from the it was gross and awesome. You're right. That was great.
And then I got to hear the actress, I forget her name, but talking about how she was like, she was like throwing stuff at the mud zombie between takes just to mess with it.
Be nice to the zombie extras, people.
Okay, what's your number one?
All right. My number one was the governor, but we've already talked about it.
Okay. Mine is Gareth meeting Negan because I want to see it when Negan tells Gareth to give him half his stuff and he ends up with a bunch of arms and eyeballs and stuff. Here you go. Here's a side of a human.
If he had found Terminus, what would have
Yeah.
happened?
He's like,
Yeah.
I don't want this crap. What are you, psycho? I think
You bunch of
Negan would have
cannibals?
been disgusted by them and probably just killed them all off.
It's good eating.
But
Sure.
I also think that Gareth would have had an extremely violent reaction towards Negan because of what they had already been through with whoever that
Oh, yeah.
dominating force, that was in some ways kind of Negan like. So I don't know. Gareth and the termites don't seem like they would have been very formidable with someone like Negan. They're better for unsuspecting nice people than they are with maybe just violent people coming in to take over.
Walk into a soundtrack and everything's going to be okay. And oh, don't forget to close the gate behind you. It's okay. Hey, we'd love to have you for dinner.
I would like to see that scene just where he gives him half his stuff and it's all these body parts.
Or maybe Negan comes and they're like, "Oh, dude, come on in. Yeah, hey, everything's in that trailer over there. Yeah, over there. Just keep going, keep going. Don't mind us. We're just gonna close the door behind you."
Yeah, yeah. It's right in there. As an honorable mention too, I always just I felt like, I mean, this was probably good for the story, but it was hard that we were left hanging with Rick and Lori, that they
Yeah.
were on the outs and it was so unresolved. It'd be nice to have her come back and resolve that.
Well, she did as
She
a
did. You're
phantom.
right. Yeah. Ghost Lori.
Ghost Lori. Yeah, she came back. So there's your resolution.
Hmm. Anything else?
No, that is good. I think we
Okay.
covered it, man.
Okay, let's move on to our next sponsor. That is Texture.
Yeah, and I love texture. So if you're like me and you love to read, have I got a great app for you. It's Texture, an app that lets me read my favorite magazines all from the convenience of my phone or my tablet. With over 200 plus magazines available, Texture offers access to in-depth interviews and articles all in one handy place. If you like reading at the gym like I do, or on the airplane like I do, or waiting in line, or just relaxing at home, this is the app for you. Just this morning, in fact, I was reading an article in the New Yorker, and the article was about Black Mirror showrunner Charlie Brooker.
Mm.
And that was in a recent issue. So it was an amazing article because the New Yorker has amazing articles. And I love Black Mirror, and Charlie Brooker is fascinating.
Did it say, because they've done 6 episodes on Netflix, did it say anything about future episodes? Do you remember?
No, it did
Oh
not.
man, I want to see more of that
Sorry.
stuff, but
Yeah, I do
he's
too. They're so
awesome. He
great.
also
Yep.
did Dead Set.
Yes, which we reviewed on
Mm.
this podcast. So, Texture gives you daily reminders and exclusive interactive features and makes it really easy to enjoy articles that you want to read. Plus, Texture is searchable, so you can mark what you like, check out old issues, or view bonus video content. So, everything from popular science to Outside Magazine, which I love, to Rolling Stone is available for way less in the Texture app, which was selected as one of Apple's top 2016 iPad apps, which is incredible. So Texture is normally $9.99 a month, but if you sign up right now at texture.com/deadcast, you get a free 14-day trial. That's 14 days to try Texture free when you go to texture.com/deadcast. That's texture.com/deadcast. Thanks, Texture.
And like, yeah, like Karen said, there's over 200 magazines, and it's not just like, I don't know, bottom of the barrel magazines or something. It's the top magazines. You mentioned New Yorker. I use Texture to help me get ready for this podcast, which is
Entertainment
one
Weekly.
reason why, yeah, we have such great things to report on. Entertainment Weekly, sometimes Interview or Variety or Hollywood Reporter. So if you're interested
Zombie
in
Daily.
pop
Just kidding.
culture, then they have the top magazines for all that
Yes.
stuff. They have People. It's
All in one
totally
handy
amazing.
place.
Yeah, for one low price, you get to be like a kid in a candy store and just pick any one of those, read the whole thing, read just one article, whatever you want. Awesome.
Yeah. Try them for 14 days. You'll be hooked.
Okay, now we're going to continue on with what you guys thought about this topic about bringing back characters. So I'll go first. Tom Bartley, haven't heard from him in a while,
Yay.
says, personally, I would love to see Herschel come back as a dream to help push Maggie to take control of the hilltop and become the leader they need.
She doesn't need any pushing. She is the leader, man. She's there. Edward Branscombe says, can he be a force ghost?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Michael Koska says, Dale, I wish he could have seen the prison, Alexandria. I wish he could have seen what Rick accomplished. I would have loved to see his character develop and become a survivor. He was one of the good ones.
He was one of the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Sherman writes, Tyrese. Leading up to his death, I was dissatisfied with his character, but the way they encapsulated his take on all the events that illustrated his inner conflicts sold me on it all. Something about his take on his dad's lesson to keep watching the news and being keenly and evenly aware of your predicament, despite how awful the circumstances might seem, is the best advice in show as well as reality. Not only did he live with that lesson, but it'd be a powerful realization for Rick to have it delivered in dream / hallucination / whatever by the person who saved his daughter. Tyrese, level-headed, hammer-wielding, badass motherfucker forever. Awesome, Eric. Thank you.
That's cool. Chad Coleman, I asked him during a panel if he would like to have played Negan, and then he got up and started swiveling his hips around like Negan and pretended to swing a bat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I got
And
down
by
on my
the way,
knees.
and that is absolutely a great lesson that we really have to keep watching the news and being aware of everything that's going on, even though it's really painful. It's everybody's responsibility.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Tyrese
Yep.
talked about that right before he died.
Yep.
Okay. Shara Morales says, Andrea, I would have liked to see her character redeemed by being the one to kill the governor. It should have happened that way.
Yeah, that's totally true. It
Yeah.
should have happened that way. She should have been the one to kill the governor. For sure. And Iris Monge Siegert says, I would have loved to see what Carol would have been like if Sophia was found alive. Would she be the same Carol we see today? Probably not.
I don't think so. She's been hardened by that.
Yeah.
Kay Carriere says, I think Shane would be the most interesting one. The one who would be able to look at current Rick and be like, bro, glad we're back on the same page. And this Negan dude is next level. As in, like, someone to look up to.
Ashley Snellgrove writes, I definitely think keeping Dale on longer would have been interesting, but Herschel eventually became similar to him in values. I'd love to have either of them back to have a balance to Rick's extreme tendencies. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, who's left to do that?
Yeah, and even Bob or
Dale, Herschel, Glenn, anybody who's a sensitive person who breaches empathy gets killed off, which is one thing I don't like about this show. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's going to happen. And if that's what they're preaching, I'm not buying it. I just have to say that. Yep. People are going to say, see, the weak ones get killed off. I'm like, no, I always say you need to balance between protecting yourself, but also being friends with other people, because you can't make it in a world like this on your own. You got to bind together with other people. And they have done a lot of that too.
Yeah. Love always trumps hate.
Like with, there's definitely times when they need to fight and kill. So I wouldn't say love trumped hate in those situations. Like, for example, when the wolves came vaulting over their walls and just blindly killing people, you're not going to go give them a hug. But there are definitely times where it's better not to shoot first.
Right.
So that's what I think anyways.
But you also have to have something to live for, man.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna sacrifice your soul, then what really is the use of going on?
Yeah. But even if that's the argument, like, let's say some people would say, well, you just need to do that to survive, and so you're going to be sacrificing your soul, so you may as well just kill yourself. But my argument is you don't need to do that to survive. In fact, to survive, you have to be open to joining forces with other people, which they are to some extent. I mean, as opposed to just killing everyone, and some people want to think, no, the real way to do this is trust no one. And you can't win that way. You can't win by trusting no one.
Bullshit. You can't just keep people out. You can't decide that everyone's going to be against you.
Yeah.
If you decide that
it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. Okay. Next is Jennifer Negretti, who says, I would love to see Sophia come back and be alive. She got to make sure and put that part in. I would love to watch Carl and Sophia's relationship on screen. I'm not a fan of Enid. She's very selfish, in my opinion.
It does seem like Enid has her own agenda, although she's been great to Maggie. So Enid really stepped up in the last episode. Yeah, she really, really has.
And I don't see her necessarily as, well, I guess she has her own agenda in that she just really got messed up by her parents dying, and it's been hard for her to trust and fully feel a part of the group, because she just is scarred over. But she's opening up to Carl a lot.
Yeah, and to Maggie.
Yeah, to Maggie.
Yeah, it's great to see. Aubrey Churchward says, I thought Tyrese's death was a little unnecessary, so I'd love to see him in the group's current situation. Though he didn't match comics Tyrese, I found it interesting that he had trouble killing, because I think in real life, these characters would have a much harder time with it emotionally than they portray on the screen. It'd be interesting to see how Tyrese would react to the wolves, Negan and company, etc. I also agree with what you said previously, Jason, that you miss Lori and think Judith needs a mom. I'd like to see her in Alexandria and her reaction to the future serial killer Carl. I do ship Michonne and Rick, though, so I'm torn.
Well, I think there's no guarantee that if Lori had stayed around, her and Rick would still be together anyway. It looked like they were
having a hard time.
Having a pretty hard time. So she could still be back and be Judith's mom, and he could be on his second wife.
So I'll be Lori, you be Rick. So what are you doing, Rick? What's going on?
Stuff and things.
Thank you.
Okay. Barry Evett says, I would like to see Shane come back as a ghostly mentor for Rick in his battle against the Saviors and Negan. Or even better, as a ghostly mentor to Carl, as his beliefs slowly cause his path to diverge with Rick's. Either way, ghostly mentor.
Yes. Ghost mentor. Fran Bernstein says, Noah, his death was the saddest and so violent. He would have been a great part of the group. Love the actor as well. Oh my God, I forgot about Noah. Yes,
Yeah,
it'd be wonderful to have him back.
He's one of the ones who I just like as a person.
Yep.
Pablo Richie Soto says, I would have liked to see Shane instead of Rick interacting with the governor. Yeah, that'd been cool.
Yep. Steph O'Halloran says, he hasn't been gone for long, but Abraham, I'd love to see him in his element at war with the Saviors, smoking a cigar and cracking one-liners. Exactly. Thank you, Steph.
And Allison Thompson Fike agrees. Abraham, I wish he could have been around for All Out War.
Yep. John Hauser writes, Shane and Rick would be best friends again. Plus, Shane would be able to be with his daughter if Rick would allow it. Oh, the drama.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Super crunchy.
They were friends for a long time.
They were partners, friends, partners.
God, that would be so rough.
Yep.
Nick Quinto says, if my wish can make it happen, then Glenn. No question, Glenn. I'd give my puffed out eyeball for that.
Too soon, Nick. Too soon. Rima Joe says, Shane, I would love to see how he would be handling the current Negan situation. Like he'd be walking up to Negan and saying, let me ask you something.
Right. Bat to the head. No, I'm just kidding. Kay Carriere says, oh man, how about Carol's husband? He'd probably die of a heart attack if he saw who she became. It's another one, if he hadn't died, Carol might be different.
Yep. Christina Tiedemann says, porch dick. Jesse is dead, so he doesn't have to deal with her cheating ways. And he takes out his aggression on Negan. Awesome idea.
Yeah, that dang Jesse was a thorn in Porch Dick's side.
Yes, we do need a doctor.
I just thought that was an interesting take on that situation. Yeah. Okay, Becky Price says, Shane, for sure. He would have been a great candidate to take Lucille. Winky face. Yeah, I guess he probably would have been the first one. He was definitely smelling of right-hand man.
You could have him. Or it'd be great to have
everybody's pointing at Shane,
right?
Like moving their head over to the side.
He's
this
the
guy.
one.
This guy. This guy.
That guy over
Shane. Shane. Which one of you is the right hand man? Shane.
What?
What? Don't say Shane.
Lisa R. Odd says, I like to see Andrea actually continue in the role she was written for. Oh, I don't know the role she was written for.
She was going to be a sharpshooting badass who became Rick's girlfriend.
What?
And who was super cool and one of the best characters.
Wow.
Yep.
Who knew?
Well, I did.
Everybody who read the comic, I guess.
My favorite. Jamilton Smith says, Merle for show. I want to see where he got that blue meth from. Walking Dead, Breaking Bad crossover episode.
Crossover episode. Yeah, that'd be great. Grippy Bob Daboblino says, Merle. Well, hello there, baby brother. Only Merle could pull off the leather vest with no shirt. Yeah, that was a good look.
Doesn't Daryl wear that? I don't know.
He does, but he wears a shirt.
Oh, okay. Elizabeth Tolstoy says, Negan take down by Lizzie.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Negan needs to be brought down by...
It would be interesting to see Negan interact with Lizzie after he found out what she's all up to.
Mm-hmm. That'd be so funny. And I would just be there laughing. Dan Medzi says, I'd love to see you return as a zombie.
There you go. All right, that's it. Hey, what are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
I can actually see you, but you're wearing your beautiful movement watch.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Which one is that? It is. It's silvery and
I want to say this one is the Venice or Venezia. It's stainless steel with a steel face and a white face. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It is elegant. It is beautiful. It is thin and lightweight. I
It's a
get compliments on
mesh.
this all the time. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I really like it. Well, I'm
Yep.
wearing mine, and it's got this gunmetal finish, the case, and then the
Yeah.
band is a sandstone leather, so it's a nice contrast. It's a dark case with a light leather strap. They have many, many different styles to choose from, but the hands on this are dark like the case, but then the second hand is light blue, and then there's three little dials, blue dials, that have a 24-hour clock, a 30-minute timer, and a 60-second timer.
Oh, it's so cool.
It sounds busy, but it's very
Oh, I love
minimal,
it.
right?
I love it.
It's got this beautiful design. I think it feels classic, but also modern at the same time. It's almost like a steampunk,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
more understated than that.
It looks good.
Thank you. It feels really good to have on the wrist, and when I'm wearing it, I definitely get asked about it. So what is this all about? Well, this company Movement, I've been hearing their ads on other podcasts that I really like, by
Yeah.
the way. But the company was started by two broke college kids that wanted to wear stylish watches but couldn't afford them, so they started their own watch company. It's kind of like how we started with 2 listeners back in 2010 and built up to the 7 that we have now. Amazing.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Yeah, Vicky.
No, your mom told me she stopped listening. Just
She
kidding.
Yeah, Vicky's still with us, though.
Yeah.
I have Vicky.
So these watches, we have more than 7 listeners, by the way, but these watches start at just $95 at the department store. You're looking at $400 to $500 for designer watches like this. But Movement figured out that by selling online, they can cut out the middleman and the retail markup, and they can give you the best possible price. So they have a lot of their watches are classically designed. They all have quality construction and styled minimalism, which I personally love, as you know. And they've sold over 500,000 watches in over 160 countries.
Which is incredible.
Pretty impressive. So if you want to check these out, you can get 15% off today and free shipping and free returns. So no risk by going to mvmtwatches.com/deadcast. So I've been getting compliments on this watch ever since I put it on. You heard about 3 from Karen just in this ad. So Movement watches can be a perfect gift also for your Valentine, right? It'd be a
Yeah,
great
baby.
Valentine's Day gift, and that's coming
That
up really
would
quick.
be.
So get on it.
Or Father's Day or Mother's Day.
Yes, those are both coming up too. Now's the time to step up your watch game. Go to mvmtwatches.com/deadcast. Join the movement.
Thanks, Movement.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Deadcast news update.
Now I'm gonna think of that guy every time you play that.
Which guy?
The sheriff.
Oh, the sheriff who passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we reported on last episode. I know.
We honor him.
Yeah.
Okay, first news item. Steven Yeun is going to be starring in the new animated film The Star from Sony this November. He's the
Woo.
lead.
What?
Pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
It says a small but brave donkey and his animal friends become the unsung heroes of the first Christmas.
What?
It's a Christmas thing.
Oh. It's
He's
really
the
funny
donkey.
because I was he's definitely the donkey. It's really funny. I thought it was going to be some sort of superhero.
Oh, no, it's a
I thought it was the Star, a superhero.
right.
No, it's a donkey.
It's the North Star, I guess. It stars also Kelly Clarkson, Keegan-Michael Kelly, Kristen Chenoweth, Keegan-Michael Key, Kristen Chenoweth, Gabriel Iglesias, Ving Rhames, Chris Christopherson, and has Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Tracy Morgan, and Christopher Plummer in it. So
Yeah,
might be a
baby.
big one. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool, right?
It does sound like it's going to be cool. Oh, good for him. He has a great voice.
Yeah, he's doing what is it? Voltron too right now. He's one of the Voltron characters in the
Is he?
Netflix Voltron cartoon, yeah.
Fantastic. I love him. I want him to succeed always.
All is. Next, Star Trek Discovery originally was set to debut, I think, this month, January, which it is right now. It
Did
was
they postpone it?
delayed to May, which we knew about already. And then it's been delayed again. It's not clear whether it's to accommodate Sonequa Martin Green's schedule since she was cast as the lead or other reasons. But here's what CBS said. They said, quote, production on Star Trek Discovery begins next week. That's good. We love the cast, the scripts, and are excited about the world the producers have created. But we just can't get it together. No, I'm just kidding. This is an ambitious project. We will be flexible on a launch date if it's best for the show. We've said from the beginning it's more important to do this right than to do it fast. I'm not really worried. I think they just... One thing that does worry me is Brian Fuller, who was the showrunner for Hannibal, which was supposed to be a great show. He was going to be the showrunner of this show, but he also had American Gods by Neil Gaiman, and he had to pick, and he picked that one. So his second in commands were left in charge of Star Trek. But I think that probably was a big reason why things are getting pushed back. But I still have a lot of hope and faith that they're going to do a really good job with it, especially when I heard that Rogue One had so many reshoots and rewrites and stuff and it turned out pretty good.
Great. Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
If you had to pick between this new reboot of Star Trek and a Neil Gaiman series, what would you pick?
What to do?
Be the showrunner. Yeah. Somebody offered you.
I would run away screaming. I can't do that. But I'm more interested in Star Trek because I've never really gotten into Neil Gaiman. I mean, I've watched Stardust and liked it a lot, but he has this kind of fairy tale bent that I think is nice, but it just doesn't hook me in like it does some other people.
Yeah.
But I think he's great.
I'd pick Star Trek.
Yeah.
If they came up to me, I mean, obviously, just like you, I'd run away screaming. But then if they waived $2 million to be the showrunner, I would get over it and understand my immense fandom, and I'd pick Star Trek.
Yeah, but whatever. To each their own. If he thought that's where he was best served, then that's fine. We'll see. I mean, if he was sort of like, I don't know if I can do this, then yeah, get out of the way.
Right.
Who knows?
Exactly.
All right, next. This February in super limited release, the Terrapin Beer Company, in conjunction with Skybound, is producing a new Walking Dead themed beer. Here's what they say about it. Quote, Lucille, the weapon of choice inside of this bottle, is an imperial stout brewed with blackstrap molasses and vanilla. Swinging for the fences, we aged this beer on hickory, maple, and white ash, the tree woods that are used to produce baseball bats. Big and menacing, its flavors hit hard.
It's hilarious. Oh my God.
Anyway, I want to try that beer. See
Yeah.
if it hits as hard as they say. This next one's kind of interesting. So in a panel discussion, Walking Dead executive producer Gale Ann Hurd said the negative fan reaction to the season 7 premiere had an impact. Quote, we were able to look at the feedback on the level of violence. We did tone it down for episodes we were still filming for later on in the season.
Oh, I wonder at what point they started to play season 7, episode 1 and get that kind of feedback. I wonder where they were in filming when that aired.
That was in October. I think they had another at least month and a half or 2 months, I would say, left.
Not that much, really.
Yeah. So I posted this on our Facebook,
Yeah. Okay.
facebook.com/deadcast. And people were really anti. Boo.
They were
for the
very
most part.
mad.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Then later on, Scott Gimple said, quote, the violence in the premiere was for a specific narrative purpose, and I would never say that that's the baseline amount of violence that we would show on the show. If we're ever going to see something that pronounced, there needs to be a specific narrative purpose for it. So that sort of suggests that level of violence could come back if there was a narrative purpose. But then anyway, and then when Greg Nicotero was asked if the violence had been toned down to appease the fans, he said no. So he's contradicting Gale Ann Hurd.
That's never a good sign.
I know. So then I posted that one up and most people were like, yeah, suckers. here's what I don't want them cutting down on violence out of, I don't know, just watering down the show, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also do feel like there's a tonal thing. Like if you like, they showed Negan hitting Abraham and then Glenn so many times, smashing into a pulp. And I'm not anti-gore, but to me that felt like it was distracting. Like I was thinking about like Top Gun, right? You watch Top Gun? There was that love scene with Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis, and there was
Where are you going with this?
Take My Breath Away playing in the background. Take my breath away, and it's all sweet and soft lights, and you know, this music swelling in the background. And then all of a sudden, let's say we get full penetration. It's like, isn't that a bit much for this?
Is that where you're going with that?
That's what it reminds me of. It's like, yes, we want the most extreme graphicness. We don't care how it fits with, I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like,
Hilarious.
you know.
No, I think that's where you were
Like,
going.
there is a line. There is a line.
I agree. I agree. Nobody needs to see that, Tom Cruise. Put that thing away.
Yeah, and it's sort of ridiculous at that point. I mean, I guess, you know, what they really wanted is, well, it's going to be in the next news item, actually, so I guess I'll just go to that.
You know,
what do you say?
The thing I was thinking about this, and while I'm fine with graphic zombie violence, and I think zombie violence is kind of funny, actually. And I even have zombie kill of the week frequently. I'm less amused by human on human violence. I don't find that much fun to watch. I find it, in fact, distressing to watch. So I want to go back to the zombie show being about zombies and killing zombies and less about killing people.
What about zombies eating people in revolving doors? How's that one?
I don't like that either.
Like
I want the zombies to get it at all times.
Okay. So next, Andrew Lincoln of Entertainment Weekly, this relates. They asked him, you know, about why the season 7 premiere was so brutal. He says, Scott Gimple explained it to me in one way, which I found very helpful, which was that rather than just have a very cool, exciting build up to war between Negan and Rick, he wanted people to want more than that, to really feel that they wanted justice, and then to also acknowledge the cost of what had happened and why they were willing to risk it all again, while realizing they were putting many, many, many lives back in the firing line. I think he really wanted it to feel like the audience, rather than just baying for blood, wanted justice for what had happened. And that for me was quite a helpful way of understanding why it had to be so immersive and so painful, certainly for all of us on set and acting in it, but also I think for the audience.
Yeah, that's that makes sense. And it makes sense that for them on the set, I'm sure it was a very immersive experience. And for us, certainly, but it was so weirdly, it took me out of it, just like you said, and now I can't help but see Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis going hard at it with "Take My Breath Away" playing in the background. Thank you for that image.
I get his point, but I think that even if they had only shown half of what they showed, we wouldn't feel any less angry towards Negan. We might feel a little less angry towards Greg Nicotero, you and I. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. I think they didn't need to go that far to get that effect, but
right.
That's why, you know, when we talked about this episode, I gave it a 4.9, and my only reason for not giving it a 5 was because I felt like they lingered on those shots too long.
Do you remember what I gave it?
Oh, 1.2 or something like that.
I think it was negative 1.2.
They go on. You're pretty good about distancing yourself from all that outside noise and chatter, but when you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this, is it difficult when you hear people complaining about it? Andrew Lincoln says, I mean, look, that's the whole point of when you create something. It opens the discussion, doesn't it? And ultimately you have your own individual reaction, whatever it may be. And obviously you don't want it to be negative, but if you're endeavoring to make something different and unique and challenging and hopefully dangerous and new, sometimes it might provoke different reactions from different people. And I stand by everything telling this story, particularly the writers and everybody directing it. I think it's a very brave, bold, and also challenging story that we're attempting. So that's what he says to your negative 1.2.
Oh, he told me.
Okay, next, the next 3 episodes of... Oh, by the way, I'm going to be moderating a panel with Andrew Lincoln in London in March at Walker Stalker, and I think it's just going to be me and him and Chandler Riggs up there.
Will you give him a giant kiss from me?
And tell him you gave the premiere a negative 1.2.
Yes, you can. Well, you can leave that out. Tell him that after you give him the kiss.
Okay, I'm sure. I better do it after the panel too if I want to do the panel. That'll be my last Walker Stalker, everyone.
Wow, Americans are really friendly.
I'll give him a kiss with tongue. Okay, the next 3 episodes of The Walking Dead will all be extended.
Woo!
Yay! The mid-season premiere, which is entitled Rock in the Road and airs on February 12th, will run for 73 minutes, while the next 2 will be 66 minutes and 68 minutes, respectively.
Okay.
And it's all going to be about everybody kicking ass, though, now. Not getting their asses kicked, I think.
Right. Okay.
So that'll be better.
What's the normal runtime for an episode? I mean, is it? I'm sorry. Are they counting commercials in those?
I think yes. I think that this counts commercials. So normally it's 60 minutes.
So it's 1 hour 13 minutes.
Yeah. So I think it's not that much longer, actually.
Okay.
They just.
And by the way, you basically just did the next week on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oops.
No. It's great.
All right. Next, Resident Evil 7 came out. Resident Evil is not the movies at all. The games are different. And Resident Evil 2 is back in like episode 5 of this podcast or whatever. We did our favorite zombie anythings, and Resident Evil 2 I think was at the top of my list. And
was it?
Yeah, and now they're on number 7, and the series has really faltered as of late, but 7 came out and they've gone back to basics, and it's this old Louisiana plantation, like a farmhouse, and it's you're going there to find your missing wife, and it's this kind of chainsaw massacre family in there, and you get trapped in and you have to try to escape them. And they're cannibals and everything. And it's really horrifying. So I've been playing that. I want to do a video game episode because I've been playing these incredible indie video games. I've been binging. There's one called Inside by this Danish developer called Playdead. There's one called Soma by Swedish Frictional Games, who also did Amnesia. That's this game that I was too scared to even finish. And there's one called The Witness by this guy Jonathan Blow and his company Thekla. I'm dying to talk about all these games, but our episode's too long, so I'm not going to. But I just have been so, I don't know, moved and engrossed by these games. So I'm going to get somebody who's a gamer on. And
yeah, I was going to say you need to get a gamer and do a whole podcast on those. That's
Mr.
awesome.
Blog, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to show you just little bits and
cool.
pieces of these, though. You'll dig it. You'll dig it.
I would love it.
And the last item is if you count up all the time. See, I've been sick, so I've had a lot of time. So if you count up all the time that people have listened to our podcast now with 249 episodes and how many downloads we've had, it adds up to about 342 years.
What?
That's how much time they've listened to us. I'm serious.
Woo!
So 342 years of Jason and Karen. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Only feels that.
That's it for the news. Now it's time for next week on The Walking Dead. Anything else to add?
Well, it's almost here. It's going to be next Sunday. It's coming back, the season 7, the second half, episode 9. As Jason said, it's called Rock in the Road, and the description, don't worry, this is not spoilery. Rick is introduced to a new community. Hey, community, this is Rick. Rick, this is everybody. Yay!
It's got to be the kingdom, I would say.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I would
think so.
love to see King Ezekiel again. Please, please, please. And again, warning, it's 73 minutes long. So set your DVRs. Or if you're going to watch it live, blah, 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 be prepared. 73 minutes long. And yeah, it's kind of great. If this second half of the season is what I think it's going to be, I'm really stoked for it.
Mark Kirkman.